Chris and I are sharing this part of it and talking about the library research findings. I said, I really wanted to talk a little bit about it because that's what struck me, and that's why I volunteered to be an alignment ambassador. That SLA hired this firm, Fleshman Hillard, about doing the research because they didn't have enough staff on doing it and the expertise for it. So they hired this well-known firm, well-regarded and all, and it was a global survey that we focus, of course, on the United States, but we also brought in other countries such as Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom. And there were different audience categories. We didn't just talk to information professionals, the people that were in the field, because we wanted to hear what did people in the C-suite think about it. And the first time I heard C-suite, what was that? And they're talking about all these, the CEOs, the CFOs, the C, whatever it is, who are in the executives. So you can think of that for C-suite as a kind of shorthand for it. They talk to them. How do they look at the information that's being provided, information professionals? What do they value? They talk to people in the information technology group. They talk with human resources pros and marketing pros. And of course, they talk with librarians. Now, the four key areas of research findings, it was what was the roles of the information professional, the habits of the informational professional, and then the perceptions of value of the information professional, and the perception of the role of the information professional, and having other people look at it, so that later on when you hear more about the findings, that you see what a discrepancy there is between people on the outside looking at what we're doing, and we on this side looking at what the service we think we're providing and how we think we're regarded. And what happened? I clicked the okay. We started with what the information we know about the profession, and then we had leadership roundtable discussions and focus groups were held. So the global survey was then developed with this, and they surveyed people in 4 different countries: executives in academia, business, government, healthcare, consumer services, and more. And I mentioned those key audiences in terms of IT and human resources and marketing and strategic planning. So it was looking at words and concepts that don't work with others. And one of them, unfortunately, was it doesn't resonate as well, the word librarian. That I still will call myself a librarian, but in terms of other words that may work much better. So now, in terms of key findings, Chris will take up that part of it.
The alignment project research was pretty diverse, so we've done the best that we could to boil everything down into 5 key findings. The first key finding is knowledge is the bridge between information and action. Our stakeholders like the term knowledge because it implies a deep understanding of information. We do more than just providing raw data. We do more than just providing the search results page for Google. We provide context, and we provide a package that makes it easier for them to act on what we provide them, and they appreciate that. If they just want raw data, they can do a Google search for themselves. We provide them with much more than that. Corporate executives acknowledge the value and importance of good information. They know that they need to know what's going on in the marketplace, what's going on in their industry, and what's going on in the outside world to be able to make good decisions. So it's our job to help them see how the information we give them and the knowledge that we generate will create a competitive advantage for them and help them benefit the bottom line. Information professionals should promote rather than defend value-driven benefits. This is sort of common sense to most of us. We appreciate when someone approaches us in a more positive light versus a more negative light. So when we're talking to our stakeholders, we should emphasize our strengths and what we can achieve, and not the shortcomings they might have if they were to conduct our own research. Now this one has been a little bit of a hot topic. The word librarian sends a mixed message. Nobody in any of the sectors dislike librarians. However, in most of the sectors that SLA represents, the respect and the positive feelings that we have towards librarians didn't translate into the value that you would want, that employers would be willing to pay for. Librarians are seen as something that might be good to have on staff when times are good, but they're the first to go when times are hard. Information professionals must focus on and value results, accountability, leadership, and service. We do a lot for our organizations. We benefit them by saving them time and money and helping them make good, informed decisions. And we kind of need to suit our own forms of that.